Hi, welcome to ThisWeekly, a show where every Friday we discuss events that happen in politics, health, technology, and more. Please list any comments or corrections about the topics we discuss. Politics. First in politics, President Trump has issued a new travel ban after the previous one expired on September 24th. The new ban will take effect on October 18th. It'll drop the country's Sudan and incorporate the countries Chad, North Korea, and Venezuela. Chadian nationals, Venezuelan officials, their families, and North Korean citizens are banned indefinitely from entering the U.S. The White House has stated that the addition of these countries in the travel ban is a result of non-cooperation and inability to share security information with the U.S. During the past week, North Korea and President Trump have escalated their heated rhetoric. Trump has referred to Kim Jong-un as Rocket Man, while Kim Jong-un in turn called Trump a frightened dog and a mentally deranged U.S. dotard. The UN has placed increasingly hard sanctions on North Korea, but its Foreign Minister Ri Hong-yo has stated that the sanctions will not have any impact on North Korea's ability to complete a nuclear bomb capable of reaching the U.S. During the UN gatherings, U.S. bombers flew in international airspace east of North Korea. Pyongyang threatens to shoot down any U.S. planes that fly by next time. On September 23, 2017, President Trump tweeted what some interpret as a threat directed towards the country. North Korea has stated that the U.S. declared war on them, but the U.S. responds by saying it was absurd. Economy. If you have a credit report, then there's a good chance you are one of the 143 million Americans whose personal information was exposed in a data breach at Equifax. The breach lasted from mid-May through July. The hackers accessed people's name, social security numbers, birth dates, addresses, and in some cases, driver's license numbers. They also stole credit card numbers for about 209,000 people and documents with personal identifying information for about 182,000 people. It is important to go to equifaxsecurity2017.com to make sure you are not affected by the breach. If you are affected, then consider placing a credit freeze on your account. Check your credit report and monitor your credit card and bank accounts closely. In the aftermath of the data breach, CEO Richard Smith has resigned. The Federal Reserve has announced that the U.S. economy is strong enough for them to start reducing the $4.5 trillion stimulus package introduced during the 2008 economic recession. The Fed will start reducing its holdings by $10 billion in October and raising that amount gradually in the months to come. The central bank will also continue to raise interest rates above 2% in 2018. Health. Recently in health, the new Obamacare repeal bill, Graham-Cassidy, failed to gather enough votes before the September 30th deadline. Senators Susan Collins, Rand Paul, and John McCain have announced their opposition to the bill, citing reasons of concern such as how much it'll cost, how much people it will help or hurt, and passing legislation on a party line basis. Senate leaders have stated that they will be turning their attention towards tax reform, but have not given up changing the American healthcare system. According to research by assistant professors and health economist David Slutsky at Kansas University and Daniel Grossman at West Virginia University, the city of Flint saw fewer pregnancies and a higher number of fetal deaths during the period women and their fetuses were exposed to high levels of lead in their drinking water. Fertility rates decreased by about 12% among Flint women, and the fetal deaths rose by about 58% during the 2014 and 2015 period. More research is needed by other scientists to corroborate these findings. Technology. This week in the tech world, Microsoft has announced that they have developed a new programming language for quantum computers. Although a true quantum computer isn't a reality yet, Microsoft believes this will speed up the process by making it available for programmers. They are looking to commercialize quantum computers in the near future. In other news, transportation giant Uber has been banned from operating in London. the government body that oversees the city's transportation announced on Friday that it won't be renewing Uber's license to operate in the city. Transport for London said that Uber demonstrates a lack of cooperative responsibility tied to a number of its behaviors, such as failing to report sexual assault by its drivers and using lax background checks. The decision not to renew Uber's license could end up causing a major upheaval in the lives of 30,000 to 40,000 licensed Uber drivers there and roughly 3.5 million Londoners who rely on them. World. Finally, in world news, Puerto Rico is still suffering the aftermath of Hurricane Maria. The storm left 80% of crop value destroyed, 60% of the island without water, flooding, and almost the entire island without power. It is estimated to take 3 to 4 months before power is restored, but years to fully recover. Aid has been slow to reach Puerto Rico, considering the 3.4 million American lives there, and they are entitled to the same government response as any other state. Saudi Arabia announced on Tuesday that it would allow women to drive in June 2018. The decision highlights the damage that the ban on women driving has done to the kingdom's international reputation and its hopes for a public relations benefit from the reform. Saudi leaders also hope the new policy will help the economy by increasing women's participation in the workplace. Many working Saudi women spend much of their salaries on drivers or must be driven to work by male relatives. This policy change received praise throughout the international community. Thank you for tuning in to the first episode of ThisWeekly. If you like our show and want to support us, please subscribe and click the like button.